Good day, class! How are you? I hope you are still enjoying our learning journey in oral communication in context. So last week, class, we learned about the different barriers to communication. Now, we will be tackling about the strategies to avoid communication breakdown. To better understand the word strategy, I googled the translation of it to Filipino, and the translation of it is discarte. You know it, class, that when we talk about discarte, Filipinos are good at it. In your SLM class, there are 18 strategies mentioned. So in this video, I would like to highlight only 9 that I felt significant for you that need further explanation and example. Also, I will add practical strategies that are useful to avoid communication breakdown. But of course, you have to read everything in your SLM and notice that some of them mean the same thing. So listen well and feel free to add practical strategies that you think effective and worth sharing. Just leave a message in our group chat or simply by leaving a comment below. Among the 5 ways to avoid communication breakdown by Ronnie Peterson, I'd like to highlight 2, which are take care of your body language and tone and communicate face-to-face on the important issues. So let's talk about the first one, which is take care of your body language and tone. Perhaps, class, you have heard the famous quote, "Action speaks louder than words." This is not only applicable in terms of love, but also when communicating with someone else. Try to always maintain open body gestures such as this. This will give you a good impression to the one you're talking with that you want to talk to him or her. Try to avoid close body language such as this, as this will give an impression that you don't want to talk to the one you're talking with. Moreover, class, you have to make sure that your tone and your message should match. If someone asks you, "How are you?" then say, "I'm good, I'm okay, I'm great," and not, "I'm good, I'm okay." Well, you don't sound good and you don't sound okay. One last important point, class, in terms of tone. You have to have relaxed tone when conversing with others. Now, based on my observation, when my students are at their peak of their emotion, let's say they are angry, they tend to yell or freak out. When you know, class, that you are already at your peak of your emotion, try to pause a bit, relax, because otherwise, you might say unnecessary words that may lead to broken relationship to your classmate, friend, best friend, parents, loved ones. Remember, class, once it is said, it is difficult to bring it back. As the saying goes, the damage has been done. Let's now move on to the next one. To communicate face-to-face on the important issues. Now, class, let me ask you an important and an interesting question. Is breaking up with your boyfriend or girlfriend an important issue? Of course, yes, because you are about to break someone's heart. Now, one of the common mistakes of my previous students is that they broke up with their girlfriend or boyfriend through SMS or chat. Breaking up with your partner or your girlfriend or boyfriend is an important issue, so do it face to face, because chat or SMS has no emotions. It has no intonation. Remember, class, how you say it matters. And also, it's a sign of your respect and sincerity to your partner if you will do it face to face. I know it's difficult to do it, but better do it face to face for you to better communicate the closure. On the strategies to avoid communication breakdown from Creeper, I will delve deeper on speak intelligently as part of the solution for language barrier and minimize distractions as the solution for physical barrier. Speaking intelligently or clearly means using the appropriate speaking volume, pitch rate, proper enunciation, stress, and acceptable pronunciation. Since we are Filipinos, it is acceptable to use Philippine English when communicating with our fellow Filipinos. But language barrier may arise if we speak to other nationalities. Let me test if you know how to properly stress these 5 words. Number 1. Did you read it admirable? It should be admirable. Number 2. It should not be adolescence. It should be adolescence. Number 3. I said this a while ago. It's not applicable. It should be applicable. Number 3. It should not be broccoli. It should be broccoli. And number 5, the last one. It should not be condolence. It should be condolence. Class, you have to be familiar with the most commonly mispronounced words and always consult a dictionary when you are in doubt. Next would be, how are we going to avoid physical barrier? So if you notice, class, there are a lot of coffee shops, milk tea houses, and people love going there for social interaction or for communication because these places are conducive for communication. In your SLM, it says there minimize distractions. Look for a place where you can minimize distractions or noise like closed area, empty room, or quiet place. Lessening the cause for confusion means giving more room to focus and concentrate. Let's now move on to the 7 C's by Professors Bloom, Cutlip, and Center 2012. I'd like to give emphasis on completeness, conciseness, consideration, clearness, and correctness. Let's first talk about completeness. As a speaker, how will you know if you have given the complete information to your receiver? Good. Make sure that you give the details answering what, who, where, when, why, and how. The WH questions. If you notice, class, when reading a newspaper, you will find the WH information in the lead part because these are the most important information. What other strategies that you should do to make sure that you have given the complete information? Correct. Always ask, do you have questions at the end of every conversation? By doing this, you are allowing the receiver to give feedback, clarifications, or simply ask things that you did not mention. Complete communication is essential to the quality of the communication process in general. Hence, communication should include everything that the receiver needs to hear for him or her to respond, react, or evaluate properly. Next is conciseness. Conciseness does not mean keeping the message short, but making it direct or straight to the point. Insignificant or redundant information should be eliminated from the communication that will be sent to the recipient. How are you going to correct this? Where is the nearest ATM machine? Good. You have to delete machine because ATM stands for Automated Teller Machine. How about this? I can't remember my PIN number. Great. No need to tell number because PIN stands for Personal Identification Number. How about this one, the last one? Can you repeat that again? Good. You have to remove again. Can you repeat that? Or just say, I'm sorry. It's shorter and it means the same thing. Now let's move to consideration. In order to be effective, the speaker should give high regard and courtesy to audience background information such as his or her culture, education, religion, status, mood, feelings, and needs. This will result in building rapport and connection with the audience. Let me ask you, class, what does this mean? In the Philippines, it's money. And since we are a fan of Korean novellas, we also know that this is a sign for okay. But never do this in Brazil, as this means asshole. How about this, class? In our context, it means good luck. But never do this in Vietnam, as it depicts women's genitalia. So class, do your research before communicating to other nationalities. If you are talking to your friend and you observe that he or she is not in the mood, do not force your friend to tell it immediately. You can ask, is there something bothering you? Would you like to talk about it? And wait until he or she is ready to open up. If he or she is not ready, then just tell your friend that you are always there to listen whenever he or she is ready. Next class is clearness. Clearness in communication implies the use of simple and specific words to express ideas. It is also achieved when the speaker focuses on a single objective on his or her speech as to not confuse the audience. Class, remember, we communicate to express and not to impress. So simple words to express ideas will do. If you are watching Big Bang Theory, Penny, a street-smart character, is always lost in the conversation whenever her neighbor friends Sheldon and Leonard use technical terms in science. In writing class, you write a certain idea per paragraph. So it goes the same way when communicating. You communicate an idea at a time. Class, lastly, correctness. Correctness in grammar eliminates negative impact on the audience and increases the credibility and effectiveness of the message. Class, based on my observation, some still get confused when using do, does, did. Try to spot the mistake here. Where did he went? The word went. It's incorrect. It should be where did he go? Next, do you liked it? The word liked should be like. And the last one, does she has my cell phone? Should be, the has should be have. Okay. What is your observation? If you notice, class, when we are using do, does, did, we always use the base form of the verb. Right? Of course, class, I know you studied different grammar rules in junior high school and elementary. You just have to review them. Now, class, please listen carefully as I give you now the instruction on what to do. Do the what I can do part on your SLM. Conduct an interview either online or offline with 5 SHS students who have experienced communication breakdowns. Summarize their experiences and decide the most appropriate strategy to avoid each communication breakdown, and explain your reason for each strategy. There is an available template in your SLM. Enjoy learning class. Once again, I am Teacher EmmAnne and I am happy to serve. If you have questions, don't hesitate to throw it in our group chat. Bye!